Buen toma toma. How are we, everybody? It is Damo. Let's get the music off and away we go. Hopefully you're doing well, and if you are here over on YouTube, as always, do give it a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are obviously a season down of Part to Prem, and yet I haven't released an episode of Part to Prem on the YouTube. So if you are like, this is your first stream, you just stumbled upon us, there is going to be the whole first season coming out as episodes. I do plan on uploading 4 episodes a week, so depending on how long it takes us to get through this season, the YouTube should catch up in about a week and a half, which is not too bad. And yeah, you know, it's always good when we get there with the YouTube and etc. And they do mirror up. I do have a poker series, not this week, but next week. And that should limit me being able to stream as much. I do have to go out next Tuesday as well, etc. So we should be getting obviously some ability there. Now, look, first thing we got to do is talk about the squad. For those that weren't here or etc., we obviously did go and win the title. If we go by league table, we did win the title on 89 points, and XG table has us in third, and we should have been first. Totten should have been second, and they were -12 under their goals and +6 over the XGA. -16 points on where they were. That is one of the biggest underperformances I've ever seen on Football Manager. Ever. So it can happen to the best of yous. But yeah, we obviously played pretty well throughout the whole season, scored quite a number of goals, and luckily for us, defensively, we got a little bit better. There was a little bit of a worry regarding my contract as well. I did post it in my Discord. If you're not part of Discord, you can go and get the link from the Twitch stream, but it's not too active, and you know, there's not many people in there, but to the hardcore that want to know what's going on every single day, there is my contract, as you guys can see right there. We did get a new deal through. Obviously, if you watched yesterday's stream, we're freaking out because we couldn't get a deal. But yeah, luckily enough for after I finished streaming and played a bit, obviously winning the title whilst playing, and then, you know, because I had couple work meetings, played through a couple work meetings, filmed some content, etc. We went in and got ourselves a new deal. There was a little bit of conjecture about this. If you're in the Discord, you will know that I was rejecting, I was trying to go, hey, board, we're in the playoff place, give me a new contract for next year. And I was saying no. And I even tried to request a new contract at the end of the season, basically the end of the season when we had the title of showing up, and they said, no, we can't afford you. But we mercifully got a deal. They wanted to give me 1.3k a week and only a 1-year deal. And I said, no, give me 775k pounds per week, which is less than a K a week, which makes it easier for them to cut me with compensation. But we're not going to get in that situation, hopefully. And then I just like, yep, cool. And why not at the same time? Just give me 2-year deals, 2 years instead of 1. And I was pretty happy with that. National B license, I would love to get to my National A, but I don't think the board or the club's going to have enough money for that. If we look at our overall finances here, we have got 100, and this screen is just awful. Just give me the old school screen where I can see my finances. It's 117 in balance. We've got 2k, roughly just under 2k of wage available, etc. I don't know if that's taking into consideration, and again, salary, I don't know if that's taking into consideration our committed wage budget. Okay, so our committed wage budget is only 9,804. So what that means to me is we should get quite a bit of wage when we do get to when we release players. But I've already told everyone that they're being released. So I'm guessing that committed wage is about to come right down. But yeah, so obviously that's one thing. Secondly, I did put some screenshots in Discord and whatever. I explained it in one of the YouTube episodes, but basically during one of my meetings, I spent the whole time going through sorting out SI's FM base and the Sports Interactive forums regarding tactics, and they said that a lot of people are overcomplicating it. If you just kind of keep the base and have only a couple of little instructions, then that's it, and all the instructions are just track back. And yeah, they reckon that a lot of the fullbacks not engaging is down to the fullbacks being, I'm meant to be holding, so I'll hold, or I'm meant to be pressing, so I'm just going to run past him to try and press. Where if you just put them on everyone on neutral, they just kind of do the same job, which is really nice. And then in possession, we moved to 4-2-3-1. It seemed to be the most common tactic in the forums that were like, oh, this is working. 4-3-3 was actually quite working too. We're getting quite FM'd in the 4-3-3. But what you needed to create in the 4-3-3, which we weren't, was was getting everyone quite narrow in around your centre forward or channel forward. The narrowness is what's really breaking the match engine, allowing these wingers to beat people inside and cover. And what this 4-2-3-1 would do was 4 that were just neutral. The fullback will bomb when appropriate. 2 central midfielders that hold. One that will join up occasionally, but like disjoint itself, but not like get too far on. And then you would have a line of 4, and you would have the centre forward, the channel forward that will run into the channels. You have the channel midfield that run into the channels, and then you have your wingers that would be like more inside and like get the ball and beat the fullback either inside or outside and have all these numbers in the box. It was really good, and the system worked really well. So that's what we're going to be using for next year. I am live for the next couple of hours. I do have I do have to go into work, unfortunately, in the actual office. I was planning to work from home today because it's Halloween. In Australia, we don't really celebrate it. I don't have a costume. Don't really want to go into an office where everyone's dressing up. But we do have a out of business member visiting the office and need a team leader there. And so obviously I've got to go and drop on in. So we've got a couple of hours to plan some scouting, etc. Now, the best thing that I do before I scout is look at the squad and where do you need people. And it's important just to kind of get a gauge on what the star ratings mean. So a 3-star player or a 3.5 star if he's an inside fullback, which is Hayes, right, is a good leading player for the South. So a leading player for the division below. And to be fair, if they're a leading player for the division below, they're going to be probably good enough to be usable here. So that's perfectly fine. Webb, for instance, is a player that is a leading player for the South. And 4-star could be a leading player for the National. So there you go. And then we'll go to like someone that is 4-star. So Melville Morris is probably just 4-star. We just got him in a bit of a weirder spot. To be fair, I think Morris would probably prefer to go on that side. And he does. And like a 4-star player is a good player for the National. So we're looking for guys that are like 4 stars or better would be ideal. To kind of like improve the squad. De Silva's obviously one of those as well. Good player for the National. I don't know who our best player would be. I wish they give you like the key players on the club screen, but they don't. They do this weird tile. When you go in a club, it doesn't like give you whatever. They reckon our best player is Umrah. And he might be our best player is Umrah. He's in great form at the moment. For those wondering how Umrah went with his form, towards the end of the season after we remove systems, if we go to performance, we go in all competitions, got 14 goals and 20 appearances in all competitions, 4 assists, which sounds a bit wrong because I think he played more than that. But as you can see, he like banged them in towards the end of the season. Maybe you can't because of my face, but if I get rid of my webcam, you can see that he started banging them in towards the end of the season. Did actually go on a little bit of a barren run right at the death, but I was pretty happy with Umrah, and if Umrah's our striker next year, I think it's okay. He's fairly quick, well-rounded. He's also 6 foot, can win a ball in the air. He's not the worst, is what I would say, is young Umrah. But yeah, in terms of the club, when you look at your best players, right, you got Wells, you got Umrah, you got Finn Welch, who may not be here. He has not a new contract, I don't think. Yeah, so I would like Finn Welch to stay personally. He's got League One potential and is a good Empire National. Like, I would love to make an offer of like $0 and suggest, and they want that, and I'm going to withdraw. Yeah, Finn Welch is someone that I really would like. He can't note people. I'm just going to praise conduct. I think your conduct's been fantastic. And can I go to personal information, like others? Favorite personnel was no. Boo! Was hoping that he would want to come in and be here. Would love to play him, but I think Finn is definitely someone that I would like to keep around personally. But we'll go through this properly, and then it gives you the under 21s. It gives you the obviously the 18s. And stuff. And for those that didn't see our youth intake, we did get a decent youth intake, but no one's like, oh my God, fantastic. There's a lot of guys that have potential, but they're not that good. That's my 18s. I don't expect anyone like Richard to get in to the team, even though he's quite quick. I don't expect any of these guys to get into the team. I think Andy Wakefield's the one that could get into the team because he can play DM and he can play centre back and he can play centre mid. So I just think as someone on the bench at 16 years of age with pretty decent potential, he's probably good enough. He's also got 10 marking, 10 tackling. So like as an out-and-out defensive midfielder, I actually think like Andy Wakefield could be like relatively decent. which I know sounds crazy, but I really do. And I'm actually going to call him up to the senior squad. And we're going to make sure his individual training is going to be set to sit in the year from 6 consecutive years in a row. Dim Sim, that's it, mate. That is it. We got promoted. And I think we're going to go to training and roll and just train him as a DM. Yeah, just as a defensive midfielder. And we're going to individual training, attributes, and I think passing. I know why they're doing it strength, because they want the strength and jumping reach to become really good. But yeah. How are we, Dim? Hopefully you're doing well. We're about to go on a 2.5-hour scout, and then I've got to go into the office. So, yeah, we'll get into the scouts, of course. But, yeah, look, Andy Wakefield came through the youth intake. Yeah, well, we took it from 1.3K a week down to 775, so it's not too bad. Obviously, for those that are watching over on the VOD or on YouTube, Dib's in the Twitch chat and is part of my Discord and kind of saw the whole run-in. So, you know, yet again, you can drop in the link if you want. But yeah, he's very determined and has got that potential. And I really think when you look at our level, he is pretty good at marking, can play a couple of positions. And I think Andy's pretty good for the bench because, like, if he learns to play DM, he can play centre-back DM and etc., which is pretty cool as well. If we can go into here, this was our youth intake, Dim. If I go back to the club and go in here and go to the 18s and the 16 players, you know, if we look at who the best players are, it's apparently this Jaden guy who I think I'm going to release or contract and set for release. Release and a free. I'm going to do it now, but, you know, set for release. They reckon the best guy is Jay Bromraj, and I will say I think Jay's also fairly decent too. You know, he's 6'4", he's got great jumping reach, great natural fitness, decent passing and technique. So like he's relatively good, and I think he's not bad as a backup as well. It's important to put these guys into the squad that we're planning on using. So I don't know for what I think about him. Dom Wheeler is not the worst winger either, and can play up front. He's got 14 finishing and decent pace and determination. So, again, I don't know if we're going to go with him in the squad, but he can play up front and out wide. And I'm thinking, okay, you only get 7 spots on the bench. You need players that can play multiple positions. So, Dom Wheeler might be someone as well. And then you got like Sammy, who can play right back all the way to right wing. He's got 14 finishing. Can I just put that out? He's got 14 finishing as a right back. 14 finishing as a right back. 11 dribbling. He's not a right back for me. Free tackling is not good enough, even though he can sort of mark. His teamwork's okay. His positioning is woeful. He's physically well-rounded, but he's not that good. I honestly believe he's better up here as like an inverted winger, inside forward sort of guy. But Sammy is well-rounded. Yeah, he's well-rounded in physicals. Like, he physically could get quite decent for this level, and he's got decent determination. So I really think Sammy is usable. I don't know who is who here. Like, straight to the bat, I think Bromage has a lot about him because he can pass. Like, he's got good passing, good technique, decent work rate, decent physicals. He's got a decent left foot. And a good right foot. He's also 6'4". So like I like Jay Bromridge because I'm like, if a ball comes in backstick, he will win the header because he's just so physical, is Jay Bromridge, right? Dom Wheeler I like because up front he's naturally a good finisher and he's got pretty good natural fitness and great acceleration, just needs that better pace, and he could be relatively decent too, is Dom Wheeler. Sammy's a right back, but I don't think he's that good, right? Honestly, don't. The game thinks so too. If the game's like, yeah, he's not a right back. But is not bad, is Sammy Blankley. And I think he's okay. You know, he's fairly well-rounded. He's got good determination, even though he's fickle, which I don't like that. And then you got Sammy Rehoy, who I think for what you want in this level is not the worst either. You know, at 16 years of age, he's got 16 finishing, 12 pace, 11 acceleration, 11 flair. Like, is he decent? Like, you put him on the last man and just go, mate, get into the channels, get the ball and, like, hit it, great. But he's, like, technically so poor everywhere else. Like, 4 crossing, 5 first touch, 2 long shots, 3 headering, 3 passing. He can't do anything but run and hit the ball. So, yeah, it's very weird. I don't know what he's like. And then you've got, if we can go back to, like, you know, best players on this list, is Bromridge, there. Apparently this kid's better than a couple of these other kids, but he's not that good. And then you got like Bennett and Stephen McPack. Like if you go to McPack, determination is great. He's actually a well-rounded centre-back at 5'10", but he's not that good. He's also got well-rounded, like heading, marking, and tackling's well-rounded, but he can't pass. Like if these were all 6s and 7s, I think he would be a decent little young kid, is Stephen McPack. And then I think if you go by potential again, you're going to have Ricardo Bennett, who's playing left wing. And I look at Bennett and go, there's something about him, even though he's absolutely whack, and that's because he's super quick. Like, when you're looking for players at this level, you're looking for guys that are quick. And he's got 13 pace and acceleration at this level with 12 agility and 13 natural fitness and 13 flair. So, like, he's someone that you just be like, off the bench, late doors, go run sort of kid. And I don't know if we go down the route that we just really pump all our money into the first team and then have all these kids on the bench. Problem is that we have injuries, we're in trouble. But at the same time, we only have to stay in the division to keep our job next year. Do we have to go get back-to-back promotions? Do we get these kids playing? I don't know. But yeah, who in this list would you call up to the squad? By the way, Andy Godfrey, backup goalkeeper. I'm going to keep in the 18s because we've got keepers, but, you know, he's also not the worst here as well. And Bobby Joe is Cashin Murray. Is a great name, but he's not that great, to be fair. He's got decent determination and such, but that's really it. But yeah, I don't know. Like, Bennett is obviously really quick, right? Yeah, I'm unsure on what I do. Don Wheeler for me is like relatively decent, you know, and if I'm looking at like actual potential, these guys are meant to be the best, and then Bromridge. But I think Jay Bromridge is the one that I probably prefer because I look at him and I go like, you're well-rounded. You also got 9 crossing, 8 dribbling, 7 first touch, which could all get up with 12 flair. I don't know if he's the one though. It's a bit weird. He's good left foot, good right foot. I think personally, we've already called one up. I think Sammy and Bennett are the best. So you reckon Bennett, and then you reckon Sammy. Don't know about Sammy. Like, I look at Sammy and I go, you know what? There's enough around you. Maybe it is Sammy, and maybe we do that, and we're going to call him up to the senior squad as well. And position and role is just going to be right wing, inverted winger. And I'd probably tell him to work on his passing ability when he's back to training. Just the ability to pass the ball. Or nah, it's probably just pace, to be fair. Training, individual attributes, not agility and balance, even though that would be good. I think we just make him as quick as possible because he's not going to be usable forever, but he might be usable now. And if he plays well, then so be it. Then I think the rest of them stay here. I think Sammy Rioi is really close too, but we're going to probably find 2 strikers, more than likely. So, yeah, you always have to go through this. And, like, we already called up this other kid here as well, whoever he is. It's probably doing the good old glitch on this screen, so we have to do it from here. Is we called up the other young kid too. Sam Blankley, and we called up another one. I can't remember where we called him up to. Andy Wickfield, here he is. And we called up Andy Wickfield, who I think is the best one of the lot. When I look at Andy Wickfield, I didn't show you him, Dim, you were here too late. 19 determination, 13 leadership. He could be a natural leader. 13 jump rank, 13 natural fitness, 12 balance, 11 stamina. Also has got 10 pace, which is pretty decent with this level. 7 acceleration is air. But he's also got 10 marking, 10 tackling. He's got 8 first touch, which is okay for this level. He's also got 8 vision, right? So, like, he's not the worst. 15 bravery. He's 6'3". To me, he's, like, perfect backup centre-back, can also play defensive midfielder and centre-mid and left-back. And when I'm looking at someone going, oh, I need someone off the bench, I think Andy would be pretty good. So I think Andy, and you can't note players or else I would note-take him and be like, I think he's the best one of the lot. But I think Andy would be a gourd for National League. But as we get up, he won't be that good. Yeah, good is what you meant. Okay, so that's the team, okay? So now we need to figure out who in this starting 11 we want to keep. So I think Wells Hayes is really good, all right? Wells Hayes is really good. Bartley, I think, is obviously a decent player for this level, but he's a good player for the South and he's a good national player for the future. I think if we can find a younger centre-back than Bartley, let's do it. Koch is definitely the backup. You know, not the greatest, but he's got potential and he's well-rounded. So the main reason I got him was like, no one's going to poach him and he has League 2 potential. So I think getting him in, and him loves a big game, and if we need someone off the bench, would work a treat. And this is where we need to make sure we just deselect everything. So I'm not keeping Cochrane. Even though Cochrane's like decent, I'm not keeping him. He could be a decent little backup player, but he's only going to be a south, so I might find a cheaper right back. Which could be this Blakely guy that plays right back if I find a cheaper winger, right? But Cochrane I'm not keeping. De Havilland I've told to not stay, and I'm going to release my captain. Robinson I'm also told not to stay, and I'm going to release him. Barrett I've told that he can't stay. So yeah, Barrett I think is just declining too much, and we're going to get rid of Barrett. He's not that good. Jason has a contract ending, and he's like decent, but I don't think I want to tie him down at £800 a week. So I'm going to get rid of Jason. And Finn McGree we brought in towards the end of the season last year, only because just in case we got a striker injury, we got someone that was quite quick. And I think if Finn is better than what we've got at the under 18s level, which was I don't think I could search for 18s here, which is unfortunate. But if I go to my 18s, right? If I go to my 18s, like searching with Rihoy, like Sammy Rihoy, and compare him to Finn McGree, wherever Finn is, Finn McGree, like, I can't tell who's who here because like it doesn't let me know, but I would say that it's probably Sammy Rihoy that is the worst of these two. And you can see where Finn is really good, like passing. Yeah. So Finn is the green and Sammy Rihoy is the blue. Rihoy is just better than him technically and better than him dribbling, where Finn McGree is better than everything else. If you're looking at him from a striker perspective, Sammy Rihoy has better dribbling and better finishing, even though it's 16 pace 13, and he's got better technique. So from an actual goal scoring per point of view, Sammy Rihoy is better, but Finn's got better first touch, heading, long shot, passing, which is huge as well. Passing's massive, 3 versus 9, right? Sammy Rihoy's actually got better aggression and anticipation and bravery. Decision making goes to Finn, which, yeah, Sammy Rihoy can't make a decision. Determination, though, goes to Sammy Rihoy. Positioning, teamwork, work rate, and whatever. Balance and stamina is not bad. When I look at Sammy Rihoy, I think he's better. So I'm going to call him to the senior squad as well. And I think what we're going to do with Finn is move him to the 21s and not play him because he's on a non-playing contract, and then release him. So wherever Finn is, where are you, Finn? Right, Finn McGree he's on a £40 a week contract, and he gets £50 if he plays. I don't think he's going to be part of the first team. And he's here as a prospect. Pretty sure as a hot prospect. Youngster, there you go. So I'm going to move him to the under 21 squad and probably say, Finn, you're not ready for us. Let's just forward a day so it makes those changes in the tactics screen as well, because it's a bit buggy. We've obviously got a new contract. And now what I would do is go through who we need to keep, who not. And I always like to plan for who would be in my starting 11, who would be on my bench. And straight away, I think Finn McGree gets uncut, right? And I think Andy Wakefield definitely comes in, and he's left-footed. I'm pretty sure he's a left-footed centre-back, right? Yeah, so he'd be the left-footed centre-back that can play DM, right? I think Rihoy for now is the striker on the bench, and I think the other kid, wherever he was, what was the other kid's name? Blankley can be the right winger. So that would be the left winger 10, and the right winger is Blankley. And Blankley can also play right back. And when I'm thinking about my bench, you're only allowed 7 on the bench. I've now got right back and right wing cover. I've got centre back, centre defensive mid, and left back cover. And I've got left wing and striker cover. These 3 guys I think will be around the squad, because when I'm looking at the bench, I've got 3 guys that can cover all sorts of positions. I think that's really important. Got a backup keeper. Now let's go through the rest. So I think Okocha comes in as the right centre back, and we need a centre back. And guess what? We've already signed a centre back. I put it in the Discord, but Adamola, right, was released from, before I click on it, let's see if I can remember. Wolves. No, Leicester? Wolves. Brighton, there you go. Was wrong on all accounts. Released from Brighton. Every club that had a big player that these guys still have a future in the game article. Every club accepted a trial. Everyone rejected me, bar Sebastian Adamola. He came in and he was already this good. 13 headering, 13 marking, good leadership, good positioning, good teamwork, good pace, good jumping reach. Perfect for this level. He's a leading player for the South and he's got apparently national level standard thing here. And he only wanted £290 a week as well and only wanted 95 appearance I was pretty happy when he came in. He's great for this level. He is fantastic. So Adamola comes in and wherever Adamola is, I think's now a case, what foot is Adamola? He's more of a right footer than a left footer. And what foot's Bartley? Not too bad. I'm almost tempted to start Andy from minute 1 and just be like, Andy, you could be really good. What am I working you on? Have I set your training and I just can't remember? Passing ability, yeah, and to learn how to play DM. Don't think Andy is the one. I think we would go Adamola and Bartley the other way around. And because Bartley's got a decent left foot. I think in a perfect world, we'd find another centre-back, but I also know that I would be serviceable with that back line. Sears obviously is playing, for those that don't know. Sears has developed quite a lot. And he's already playing at a good South level and has got National League, National Standard level. He was predicted to have League 2 potential, but he's still very good, so Sears would play. Ewan, I don't know about. I think he's a good backup player that can play like DM and centre mid. So I definitely think we need to put someone along Morris who, Jack's this good. He's 22. If someone wants him, it's 300k. Thanks for coming. But Ewan is probably a backup here and would be number 6, more the box-to-box. Maybe the 7. Not as in position number 7, just 7 on the bench. So Morris is fine. Danny De Silva, obviously you saw this all on stream, but he had a pretty good end of the year. He's very good for the level, playing close to full potential. He's pretty good. Sri Lankan international. Finn Welch has a contract expiring at the moment at his parent club Norwich. If we go to contract or personal, if I could, and contract, obviously it's expiring here in 35 days, expiring at Norwich at 35 days. I'll be in for him if they release him, but he does have a 1-year contract extension, and I would be annoyed if they did that. We also have Urin as well, who used to be here. Popola, I think, is, potential. He's wanted by Tonbridge on transfer. If Tonbridge make an offer, he goes, because I don't think I'll use him. He's got good National League player potential. Look, if he was naturally quick, which he is pretty quick, and then he was naturally right-footed coming in on that left, great. But I don't think he's the guy. I do think Popola is someone that if I didn't sell him, I would happily play him off the bench. And then Umrah is obviously a really good striker. So when I look at this team, right, I'm like, the back 4 is serviceable. I don't need to go big. We just need to stay in the division. Back 4 is serviceable, right? I need an out-and-out defensive midfielder. I need a left winger. And then I'm looking for, is there a backup right back that is relatively cheap? Is there a backup left back that is relatively cheap? Which I think we got Bailey here, don't we? Where's Bailey? Yeah, Bailey still should have a deal here. Yeah, Bailey's got a deal and he's relatively quick and whatever. So I think Bailey just makes the bench use the backup left back as in case. All right, wherever Bailey is. Bailey. There we are. So Bailey would go here. Pitchard is on a non-contract and he's a coach. Like he's my coach and does whatever. Like I'd probably need a better 10 than Pitchard, but like let's just put Pitchard in there for now. Maybe let's just put Pitchard here, right? And put Collins here for now just to break the starting 11 up and the backup 11 up from like people I would use. We just need a 10. We need a backup 10, a backup right back, a backup centre defensive midfielder, a starting left winger. That's all we need. And that's my squad. And now that we've cut all that up, let's go to YouTube and see how we're going to go. All right. Let's go through it. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. As always, welcome into another video here, YouTube. Thank you for being here and welcome back to Park to Prem with Maidenhead as we look to take them from the Vanarama National League South all the way to the Premier League title. We've obviously got a squad picked on the screen, and what we're going to do is go through each one of the players that we've selected and each one of the bench players. The way that I set my screen up just give me 1 second. That is good. Just had a text message come through. The way that we set this screen message up, or this, fuck it, I'll just restart. Fucking hell. My girlfriend texted me at the wrong time, and I am no good at typing and talking, which is all well and good. All right, let's start that again. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. As always, YouTube, thank you for 3, 2, 1, and let's go. As always, YouTube, thank you for coming in and viewing another video. Welcome back to another episode of Park to Prem, where we look to take Maidenhead FC from the National League South to a Premier League and Champions League title. It's going to be a long old road, but we do have a promotion under our belt, and now we're going to talk about the squad and what I do before I start scouting. The reason why I do it this way, it allows you to know exactly what you need, who's going to be usable for you, and what your bench will look like as well for next year, which is important in non-league because you're only allowed 7 on the bench, not 9, and you need to cover, obviously, a few positions in that 7. The reason why we do this as well is we can get to understand the star rating. So someone like Welch, who's 3.5 star, is a leading player for the South Division. And when the objective from the board is just to stay in the league, that is a really good player. When you're looking at someone that is already 4 star, you're looking at a player that's pretty good for the division. So when we go scouting, we find someone that is already a 4 star player. They're the ones that we're going after because they could be fantastic. By the way, Wells could be a really good, Wells Morris could be a really good League 2 player. So what we've done is we picked our squad. We're going to go through each individual player, and then I'm going to go through the bench as well. And you can already see some names that you may know on the bench. And if you remember our youth intake, you see a couple of those names as well. It's important to do this just to know where we are. So Webb's obviously really good. He's obviously got that potential to be a good player for the division that we're currently in. So he's not going anywhere. Welch Hayes is obviously one of our best players, and he's going to go in and no dramas. Adam Mola is our new signing, and we've already made one. He was released from Brighton on that English clubs release youth players. I offered a trial for all players that came up on that news article. Only one that accepted my trial. Everyone else rejected me. And he came in and already has 13 headering, 13 marking, 15 leadership, 14 positioning, 13 bravery, 15 aggression, 13 jumping reach, 13 pace, 9s and 8s everywhere else in the physicals. And he's a leading player for the division below and has national standard potential. I would say he's probably got League 2 potential. He's also English, second nationality. No-brainer. He would be one of my starting centre-backs. One of the areas we could improve on, and a 2.5 star player is like a good player for the division below, but a little bit worse than a 3 star player, obviously, in the dirt. But yeah, Bartley is not the worst. He's fairly well rounded. He's got good physicals. So if we didn't buy someone in this position, and you got to remember, it's non-league. You don't have all the money. It's not like in the Premier League, like, I'll just go replace this guy because I can. We're on a shoestring budget. So when you get someone that is usable and will suffice, you're probably going to keep him. So Bartley's in. Sears had a fantastic year developing. Obviously scored a couple of, scored a fantastic goal in the run-in to win the title. A spot that's blank. To me, that's a spot that I need to replace someone in the first team in that spot. Wells Morrison, as I've shown, he prefers a box-to-box midfielder role, so he's obviously on the left-hand side. That's fine. Danny De Silva, we all know about him. He's fantastic, Sri Lankan international. Finn Welch is an interesting one. I would love to keep him. His contract obviously is ending with us, but it's also ending with his parent club at Norwich, and I would love to see if we could pick him up on a free transfer. If we can't, then so be it. Left winger we need. Papula was okay, but I think we need a left winger. And then obviously Umrah scored 29 goals for us last season. I think he's relatively good. He's a 4-star player, very well-rounded, 6 foot. He's going to be fine too. To the bench, we've got a backup keeper, Van der Stoff. We've got Okocha we all know about, but Wakefield makes the bench. And the reason why Wakefield makes the bench at 16 years of age is because he's naturally determined. He's got some pretty good physicals. He's also not the worst at marking and tackling and technique for this level. He's also 16, so him playing game time will naturally make him develop. What I also like, and like I said, you only allowed 7 guys on the bench. You need players that can play multiple positions. He can play centre-back. He can play a left-back. He's learning to play DM, and he can play centre-mid. He is someone that if I get a tired player, he can go in at centre defensive midfielder to see a game out. in that more defensively minded defensive role while Morrison plays box to box. He can come in at centre back. Bartley gets injured. Here he comes. I could start him over Bartley. I just think it'd be suicide to do that right now to start the season. But he's pretty good, right? We've obviously then got John Bailey, who we'd also signed. He was the first signing, or Joshua Bailey, the first signing we made. He hasn't really developed at all. And then you can see that we got some holes. Defensive midfielder, who probably needs someone. Ewan is probably not good enough, but he has potential, and we'll use him because he's fairly well-rounded, so we'll keep him here. And again, he's serviceable. Blankley's another one that is multiple positions from our youth intake. What I like about him, he's got great natural finishing, can dribble, right? He's got good determination. He's fairly well-rounded in physicals with 9s and 10s, and Barrett, who we're releasing, same physicals, just his is going to improve. He can play naturally at right back, even though free tackling is not the greatest at right back, but he also loves playing as an inside winger, and we do play one on that side. His passing's a little bit low, but he's got okay technique, and he can naturally finish. I think he's decent. So Sammy Blankley will make the bench, and again, will probably make us 7 on the bench. And then Papula, who played for us last season, has a little bit of potential. He's a little low. We'll say he's actually wanted, and he is a contracted player. So if Tonbridge want to make a bid for 60K, we're going to sell him, and he'll be the first player we sell for money. And then Rioi actually makes the bench as the backup striker, again, because he can play at left wing back, at left wing. What I like about him is I compared him to, obviously, Finn McGree, who we signed last episode to kind of help us in our run in. Pace, yeah, he loses out, but he's better than him at natural finishing, better than him at dribbling, he's better than him in anticipation with 10, and he's got a little bit of flair. Again, I'd rather give a 16-year-old kid off the bench, and last year we barely took Umrah off. Very fit player, barely ever tired. So to have someone like this on the bench that's costing us bugger all money, really good. Now, I will preface what I've picked here in that backup 11 and the starting 11 like Bartley. If a deal comes along which is relatively cheap and massively improves the first team, or a youngster comes along that wants to be a backup to Umrah, for instance, but he's massively better than Rioi, they just go back to the 18s and we go put him on the bench, or we go and start him and Bartley becomes a backup centre-back or a backup right-back, because Bartley can actually play the backup right-back role, and maybe that's what we do, is an idea, is Bartley can play right-back, and he's a backup over there, which isn't the worst. And then all of a sudden, let's go and get Adamola with another centre-back that's really good. Maybe they actually do that and then get Bartley on the bench, because Bartley and Adam Wakefield would cover the whole back four on the bench. That's actually probably a better option. But that's how I structure my scouting, is the first thing I do is do that. Now what I'm going to do, we've already been live for nearly an hour and we haven't even got through a day, is I am going to start scouting. We know what we need. We need a centre-back, we need a defensive midfielder, we need a left wing-back, and we need a couple of bench players. We find them, we're going to be in a perfect position to hopefully stay in a division, because guess what? That's what the club want. They just want us to go and stay in the National, and I think that's going to be relatively easy to do with just a couple of signings. Perfect, boys. Absolutely perfect. Good video without me stumbling. Perfect. Done, and continue. Let's continue a day. I've already got what I needed to do, which is not too bad. Harriet is on his way to Gosport. Perfect. There's another bit of wage coming out, which is nice. Anyhow, let's see what we can do. So yeah, Harriet, by the way, 32 years of age, £800 a week, barely played him. Like, how many games did you play? Career, played 13 games total. I don't even know if that's over last year and this year. Like, if I go to performance, form, yeah, bugger all. Barely played for me, didn't even play. No, he played a couple of games early on in the season. So yeah, $0, but we get someone out that's actually contracted to next year, which is really good. New intermediary signing. Opting to leave on a free is Owen Evans, and he is a pretty good goalkeeper, but I don't need a keeper, I don't think. I don't think we need a keeper. I think Wells is it Wells in goals? Webb. Webb is pretty decent, and I think is very serviceable and is actually worth a little bit of money. So, yeah. Let's see how we go. I'm going to let the game sim forward just a little bit. I'm just going to quickly go to the bathroom. And we'll come back. Don't go anywhere. Just going to go into the loo, and then we're going to get into a big old scout. A big old scout. We don't have any scouting range, but we're going to go for a big old scout anyway. All right, let's go. Let's do. Choose Maidenhead captain. Really? All right. We release 11 players. Okay, first things first. Magpie stay. Gospets on Harriet. Blakely training report. Cool. I'm glad. I don't even think he's in training, but sure. Staffing advice. I don't really care too much. Coaching team vacancies. I don't know. I wish it would tell you what team. Like, what contract? Under 21's head coach. Don't know if we actually needed that. Harry Ottaway. We probably should also try to get wave compensation for a thing. He wants to be under 21's head coach too. He's not that good either. Yes. Just scout. We got a club? Can we got another staff? Club and staff? We got another scout position, do we? Oh no, we need a chief scout. Cool. Well, look, we can maybe go back to this and see if we got a chief scout. A good and average, cool. Competent and competent. Prefer the good and average. And good and good. All right. Grit. Chief Scout, yeah, non-contract. Mate, I'll give you... no, he wants a non-contract, okay. How are you, Smarticus? Good to see you. Thank you for watching over on YouTube. Give it a like and subscribe if you're new to the YouTube. I know you're from Twitch. But cheers, mate. How's things? How's it going? Doing well. First time tuning in this year. What's the story so far? Found FM26 to be quite difficult. So we started a beta save with Chelsea. We got sacked after a 13-hour stream. We got sacked at 11 hours in. We then started a Liverpool beta save, and that's currently going out on the YouTube as we speak. So without spoiling, we may or may not go on a massive run and maybe potentially do a treble. We definitely fight for a treble. So yeah, and then the episodes for this will start coming out next week, but we've already played a season. Now, part of Prem, we're going to try and take Maidenhead from non-league in the Vanarama North and South all the way through to the Premier League and win the Champions League in the Prem. And in Season 1, after having a lot of troubles with tactics, we moved into this 4-2-3-1, and we went on a massive run of form and came from 8th to win the league. So I'm pretty happy. Yeah, we didn't lose a game for like a couple of months, I think. Maybe I'm talking smack. It felt that way. That we didn't lose a game when we moved into the 4-2-3-1. We had a lot of patches like this, right? And just the tactic stops working. And then, yeah, we switched here against Farnborough to the 4-2-3-1. We didn't lose a game for 1 to 3 months. One majority, only drew a couple. And, yeah, ended up winning the league because everyone else around us was losing games. So, pretty nice to come up from... In the end, we did it comfortably. Well, not comfortably in terms of the league, but we did it comfortably in terms of who finished in 7th. Farnborough, by the way, got promoted with us, who were in 2nd and chasing us and lost their last 3 games of the season, won every game in the playoffs. So good on Farnborough. They're coming up. Chesham misses out. Let's just go through this. Maidenhead release 11 players. Cool. I'm pretty happy with that. Does that mean our wage is now updated? Anderson, I really wanted to come and play left wing for us, but unfortunately we couldn't get him a work permit, which was an issue. Because we could have, we would have been fine. We need to choose captaincies, so we need to review the captains here. Who's got the best leadership in the team? Leadership is Adamola. Interesting. I'm going to go Wells as captain. Jack Wells-Morris is captain. And our vice-captain is going to be Adamola, even though he's quite young. Because I expect Adamola to be here for a very long time. Even though he's 18, right? I expect him to be here for like 3 seasons. Nice. Dorking was on our spinning wheel, and it came up here. But that's pretty cool. All right, so hopefully we can respond. Confirm captains. Okay, I forgot the button. All good. So there we go. Farnborough relegated rock bottom. Yeah, they were top for a long while in this save, then screwed the pooch and allowed us in. I don't know what to do with John Cotton. What would you do with Cotton? Because he's naturally very quick. He would be a pretty good player for this level, but I don't know where we would play him. I think he's more of a winger than an inside forward or an inverted winger, but he's not like great at passing. I just think he's too raw, but I like his pace. He's also got pretty decent potential. I don't know what you do with him. Probably just move him to the 18s and be done with it, right? I'm unsure. But yeah, I don't know what we do. Picked him up on a non-contract. He was released on a free, so... Yeah, we need to do some scouting. All right, we've got a scouting update anyway, so let's get into some scouting. Come on, boys. Financially, we still got money. We actually gained a lot of money right now, which is quite nice because of, like, everything in. Look at our wage budget. It's finally taken. We're only spending half of our wage. We've got 12K of wage to play with, boys. 12K of wage to play with. Let's go. All right. Finn Welch, I want you so bad. It is not even a joke. Yes, approach the sign. Can we please? Finn. Oh, the betrayal. 3, 2, 1, let's go. A dagger into the heart, so one that is going to haunt for some time. Finn. Available on a free. Says we don't have the stature for his ambition. Heartbreaking. My word, I wanted him to stay so bad. Finn Welch won't be staying, ladies and gentlemen. What a little career he had with us, though. Really was instrumental to us getting up. 18 appearances, 9 goals, 4 assists, playing in the 10. Finn, we salute, but unfortunately when we go to our squad and we go into here, Finn Welch is gone. Bugger! All right, Finn, that's no good. That was no good. We went through so much. Oh, Finn. Where's Yeriman then? Is it Yeriman? I've got him in my list anyway. Yerin? He was here originally. K. Yerim at Coventry. Oh, they extended his contract. No. Yeah, they still wanted to test him in a new environment, which is a bit unfortunate, but all good. All right, so we're going to need a 10 now as well. Cool. That's fine. We need a 10. We need a left winger. We need a centre back and a centre defensive midfielder. Cool. Let's go into the recommendations that we just got. So, yeah, let's go by... Oh, wait, no, play recommendations here. Let's go by list, and, yeah, let's just go by all of this. So, Finn, mate, unreal. My scouts reckon he was going to be a League One player. My coaches reckon he's going to be pretty bad. Well, not bad, just, whatever. I'm going to add him into the short list. He's already in the short list. Cool. All right. Finn, pleasure. All right, let's go through the list here. So, we got a pressing fullback who is on a free. Look, he's very good, but we don't need a right back. And I'd rather sign people in other areas. He's pretty decent. Just got released. We need a centre back. I think the only thing I would say here is, can Welch Hayes play centre back? Welch can play centre-back, but he's not a great centre-back. He's 5'11". He's a little bit too short for this level. I would rather stay him at full-back, to be fair, Welch Hayes. So let's probably not get this guy in. All right. Whatever. He looks like he would be really good, but yeah. All right. Donovan Wilson is listed for $0 at Dorking. He's 29. He's fairly well-rounded. Apparently would be a really good... Can we get your tactic from anywhere? Paulie boy. No, but I can go through it for you. Importing tactics don't really work anyway. There's no glitch unless they fixed it, but yes. He's got very good mentals for this level and pretty decent physicals. Again, it depends on how much money he would want. Now, the fact they want $0 is pretty nice, but it would depend on how much money he wants to be the backup striker. And I think he would want to be first choice, and he's on a K a week, which kind of is like, I don't want to pay a K a week to a backup player. So again, I'm going to just disregard him because I don't think he's the guy. What we should actually do is just go by selection transfers. Yeah. So all these guys are on a free apart from, well, the names are broken now. Beautiful. So all these guys are on a free apart from these three guys here. So this guy's wanted on loan from Bromley. Bit of an attacking midfielder, very well-rounded. What I would say about him is that I don't think he's that good. His contract's actually up shortly as well. So we could probably make a bid for him, right? We could approach to sign him. I don't think he's the one. Like, who wants him? Couple of North Division sides, he would probably come to me. When I look at him, he's not Finn Welch, but what I will say is he's very well rounded and 6'3", which I do like the fact that he's 6'3". Like, can I compare you to Finn Welch because he's still here? Yeah, see, Finn just beats him everywhere. I'm pretty sure that's Finn. We'll just double check, but Finn probably beats him everywhere, right? Finn, like, all acceleration and whatever kills him, apart from jumping reach and strength. So, like, acceleration would be Finn. Yeah, so Finn's in the green, and that's weird because it says the green is here, but the blue's here, but that's definitely Finn right here. Acceleration 12 verse 10. So, yeah, it's a bit flipped. I haven't really fixed that. You can kind of see the blue writing. If I take my logo off, no, if I take my camera off, you can see the blue writing means that Finn's meant to be in the blue, but it's not on the diagram. And this is backwards too. I'm saying that that's going forward that way and that's going forward that way. He's more of a centre midfielder anyway, is Alex. To be fair, Alex, could you play DM? He could play DM as a box-to-box. Ooh, he would be a decent box-to-box. Like, he's a really well-rounded box-to-box, and he's 6'3". And he prefers to actually be a dropping defensive midfielder, which I don't like, but yeah. He would be the worst, like, as a box-to-box because he's so well-rounded. Like, he's got a lot of 9s and 10s and whatever. Like, he's not the worst. I don't think he's great, but I don't think he's bad. Also, the fact that he can play in multiple positions means that if we do get injuries, he can play in the 10, he can play whatever. I prefer to keep, to be fair, Wells Morris in the box-to-box, right? Because he prefers box-to-box. Like, he's not a bad defensive midfielder, but he prefers box-to-box. Like, compare him and... he's not in the short list, but yeah. Wish you could just compare with people you just sat next to, but all good. I think he's okay. Would you take a trial for a week? Just so I can have a look from Bromley? He might just reject it anyway, but cool. Keep scouting. I don't mind that. Jordan Bartolo's on loan for next year as a channel forward from Gibraltar. 6 foot, very quick, good determination, good finishing. What loan deal was the question, right? Like, if this is a free loan and I'm happy for him to be a backup, I would take it. It's a free loan, but they want him to be an important player. Squad player? Squad player? They want £20 a week for him to be the squad player. Hello. £20 a week for this guy to be the squad player. Or £60 a week for him to be the squad player. I want him to the end of the season. Apparently we can't do it. It's only 8-month contracts. What? Can't do things to the end of the season? When I look at him, I like him because he's got good dribbling, good finishing, right? Good determination, good off the ball, good pace, natural fitness, acceleration, and agility. Like, he's not the worst. Leading regional. We maybe just go with what we have then. I will withdraw that. But not the worst option. Again, I clicked on the wrong thing. So Bartolo can do all sorts of things by, like, keep going. Alright, so then we've got Shea Cooper, who is being released on a free, and he ain't the worst. Gets forward whenever possible. Dribbling, first touch, passing, technique. He's from Braintree in the senior team at 24. Played 40 games for Braintree in the National League. 4 goals, 5 assists. League One was a Spurs prospect. Game reckons that he's a good player for the division below and a good National League player. Doesn't like a big game, though. I think we could find better than Shea. So keep reports. And we got Jordan Krupa, who's apparently in my list. And, yeah, I think he's not bad. But, again, I think we can find better. I might actually remove him from my short list. And disregard that one. All right. Now I think we just go by priority. We got a Nana Boateng. Great name. Nana Boateng. Couldn't play as an inside forward on that side. Not the greatest, though. I think we could find better. Apparently our scouts really like him. Well, I tell you what, if our scouts really like him, I'll give him a trial. We're going to have so many trialists on the football club, but that's fine. Ashley Clark is transfer listed at Bournemouth. Under 21 youngster. 16 natural fitness, 5'11", fairly well-rounded. Never played for Bournemouth. Went to Tottenham. And Tottenham have done that. Oh, actually, we need to go after a couple guys here. I got Nyong. I got Jay Nyong that I want to go after. Anyhow, we'll get to him in a second. I don't think this guy's that bad. decent South, and then Enterprise National. Depends on how much money he wants. And coming from the Prem, he might want a lot. What I like is he can play left, he can play right, and he can play up front. He's also 5'11". He's not the quickest though. He's got good determination. He's fairly well-rounded though. Like, he's got 9 finishing, 9 first touch, 10 crossing, 9 passing, 10 technique, 10 composure, 9 vision, 10 in stamina, 10 in pace, natural fitness, 9 in jumping reach. Like, he ain't the worst. He can head the ball too for when the ball is whooped in either side. So, like, I think as a well-rounded option, this guy is not the worst, right? I would love to see if they give me a trial for a week as well on Ashley Clark and see if he actually says yes before we even try to get into a negotiation. Then you got Tim at Woking, who is a central midfielder. That's a centre defensive midfielder, and they reckon he's an A. I don't think he's an A. I think he's very poor. I think he's not bad as a box-to-box, but I don't think he's the one that would be like, oh, yeah, I'm really good. And at Woking, you go and play 19 games. Gate said, I'd rather go after someone that's a little bit younger, Tim, if they're going to be that raw, so no. How many people got in this? There's quite a few. Ashley Clark. Did we just look at Ashley Clark? We did just look at Ashley Clark. Adam Crover. Ooh, that's a centre-back. 25, 6'4", can head, can mark, can tackle, got good determination, and he's fairly well-rounded in physicals. He's a centre-back. Kings Lynn, Southend in the National, only played 11 games. According to my scouts, he's a pretty good player. I don't mind him, to be honest. Like, decent marking, decent tackling. Offer that a trial for a week. John Ryan. He's a left back. I don't need a left back, so John and me are going to just disregard. Ogbonna, great name. Love the name Ogbonna. Fairly quick, which is quite nice. Can't really finish or have a first touch. But he can play on this side as an inside forward. Again, my scouts reckon he's a freestyle player, which makes him good, or an A. I would rather a little bit more quality. He's come from Slough, where he played 43 games. They spent 34K on him and didn't play him in the National. Scored 6 goals in the South and 4, and was from Hertford. Bonner, I don't think's that good, so we're going to reject old Bonner. Adam Crover. Then we got Keane at Aldershot from Totten. Never played anywhere else. Wanted at the moment by South Shields, who I think are in our division, or they just got relegated. Midfielder. Fairly well-rounded, 22, isn't the worst. I think we'd go for someone a bit better again, so we're going to go Keane Anderson out. We've got Papolis. I don't think you're that good. No. Right. I think what we should do is, before we continue looking, is just go by position and just go by like this. Yeah, so you, unless you're like fantastic, and I don't know who you are, which makes me do this, and you are going to go out the door straight off the bat. And then the rest of these guys are actually worth looking at, except for this pressing fullback that's a centre-back. And I don't know why we can't see their name. That's a bit glitchy. Can't click on them either. He's a goalkeeper. Yeah, okay. Just, can we remove you from the list? Disregard. Another goalkeeper. I don't need a keeper, so yeah. Disregard. And now we got people that are like, all right. So we got Ashley Clark, who already is in our list. We got Anthony Papadopoulos, who I don't think is that good. He's more of a winger. He's left-footed. He can be a right-footer. He's more of a DM, box-to-boxy, 23 Cyprian. Just going to disregard. I don't think you're that good. Marcus Dingerer is 28, relatively quick. Career was at Bromley last year, scored 9 goals in League 2. Well, that's pretty nice. In fact, he was at Bromley and scored goals in League 2, I'd wonder. 5'11", finishing ability, off-the-ball ability, and physicals. Would you take a... come to me on trial, if you would, from Bromley senior team. Would you take a Would you take a backup player contract? I don't think Marcus Dingeren would. Brad Nicholson, left back, that can like do a little bit, but again, like he's fairly around that he's 27, so he's not going to get any better. Just think we're going to get rid of him. This guy here is good. You can play, he's a left winger. He's a left winger. He's the inside forward. You might be thinking, Damien, why not play him in the middle? Because look at him as an inside forward. Dribbling ability, first touch ability, can shoot. He's also got technique, determination, decent flair, and he's got okay physicals for the level. I think we found an inside forward here. Where did you come from? Millwall, didn't play, went to Bohemian Wood in the south, helped him get promoted to the national. He actually scored a goal and an assist and played 38 games. Offer a trial for a week. I don't mind him at all. I think he's really good. He's also got 10 pace, which is not that bad for this level, and probably some ability to develop. He's also got a good left foot as well as a good right foot, and runs with the ball, which I think is really, really huge for us in terms of a trait. Lewis Ward, I probably don't need a keeper. He's pretty decent, but I don't need a keeper. Ashton Botswell is a pretty quick player, but he's not that great. And then this guy already has a bid from Atherton as a striker, and Atherton can have him. I don't think he's that good. Cool. All right, first things first, let's look at these trialists that have just come in, right? We've got a long way to go. Cool. All right, here we go. Offer accepted. Nice coaching. Clark rejected me. So Ashley Clark from Bournemouth said no. Crover said yes. Boateng said yes. Adam Milk said yes. And Dingara said no. Fair enough. Cool. Let's see, out of the ones that said yes, because that means that they're interested in a transfer. This is why I always offer the trial, right? Let's see who's really good. So they reckon Adam has got potential to be a really decent level leading National League player. He's good for the South. I think we could probably find a better centre-back, and I prefer to find a centre-back that is left-footed, preferably, but not bad. So, okay. Right? Nana Boateng apparently is this good. I don't see it, personally. And our coaches reckon he's a leading National League player. Doesn't like a big game, but is not that bad. He's fairly well-rounded. I don't see it with Nana Boateng. And Adam Mulik, I think, is the one. I think he's the inside forward. They reckon second striker and attacking mid. I don't think he has the passing ability, but I think what he does have is the inside forward ability. And they reckon he's a leading player for the division below and can play for the team above. Apparently, he doesn't enjoy a big match, is an inconsistent performer, poor heading ability. Could also successfully retrain as a striker, as a leading player for out of previous division. Because he would play on the left. And on the left, we use an inside forward role. And he would come in and do that. And he would be relatively decent. I reckon he would be relatively decent. No, he would be a really good player. Interesting. Could be relatively good. Don't want to kind of lock myself into him because it's so early and we might find better. But he could be relatively good. Gonna definitely keep him around. I think the rest of them don't get in. I think Adam is definitely a tempting option. Like, we put him in here as well. Like, tempting. And I think he has the ability to develop. But he's also 25, so he may not develop. But he's got good determination. He's got pretty good stats all around. He just lacks a little bit of pace. I love the fact he's 6'4", which is really, really helpful. Let's sim forward again. And now we go back into the game here on the first, because we want to make sure that we've got everyone that is like done whatever. Recruitment, player recommendations, we've got another 7. Oh, it's just 2. It's because I've got other guys on this list. This guy's a 35-year-old that's actually relatively well-rounded, but not the one for us. And then this guy is Victor, who is wanted from Palace as a youngster on a free. Could be relatively decent. Keep scouting him. All right, let's go to player database. And now let's go through the database. Let's go and edit the search. Let's go clear all. All right. World reputation. None of the youngsters. We got this guy from something. Actually, what we need to do is go do this before we forget. We got Jay Sanga Ngoi. Jay Senga Ngoi, right, at Salisbury. I would love to pick him up. Box-to-box midfielder, deep line playmaker. Out of possession, likes to be a defensive mid. Can also play a lot of other things. But as a box-to-box getting up and down, I don't rate him. But as a defensive midfielder, I don't mind him. And he's also only 22, and I love his physicals. He's also 6'2". He could also play centre-back, which I don't mind either. And like, as a centre-back, he wouldn't be the worst. I actually don't mind this guy. He's got a second nationality. Has English as a second nationality. Well, I think Jay Senga Ngoi would actually come in and be our centre-back, centre defensive midfielder. From Reading. Played 48 games for Salisbury last season. 4 goals, 5 assists, 2 player of the matches at a 7.01. He was one of their best players. Like when I go to Salisbury, their best player is Ngoi, Mitchell Parker, and Tom Davies, who we don't know who Tom Davies is, but yeah, Tom Davies. Ngoi, I think, is really good. I think the other thing that we should do here quickly is always go to your season preview and be like, who's in the best 11? And they reckon it's like De Silva from us, a guy called Beerman. We don't need him. Oh, you're telling me you can't keep on people from here? So a guy like this that is at Ebbs Fleet and looks pretty decent. Now this is bugging out a little bit. You got Lawrence, who's at Totten on a free. Star plays 22. Like this guy's a centre back. What about all these League 2 clubs? Look at him as a centre back. He's got good headering, good marking, good passing, good tackling, very well rounded, good physicals. I don't know how he can't be bad. He wants 5K a week. Wants 5K a week. That ain't happening. I'm sorry. $5K a week. Okay, brother. Probably knows his worth, that's why. Vincent is Dorking. Pearson, Western-super-Mare. Like, he would be decent from Western-super-Mare. Carter, the DM. Like, Carter's not bad, but he's also on a pretty good deal. So, like, can't do much here. Sutton is at Dagon and Redbridge, and he's worth $1 million. He's from QPR, that's why. Okay. QPR, $1 million. He actually is really good as a wide winger. Give me a scout report, right? I actually think he's the inside forward. Oh, he's left-footed. That's fine. He can beat people. He's also got a decent right foot because he's got 11 dribbling, 11 finishing, 11 first touch, good technique, and he can run, and he's got good decisions and flair and very well-rounded. I would like a scout report because I think getting him on a loan wouldn't be bad. What is your contract situation? He's only on £430 per week on contract. I think if he comes back with a really good deal and like a good scout report and Emerson Sutton comes in, it's like, yeah, he's going to cost you like £300 to play left wing next year, I'd probably just take it. Interesting. Go back to what we were doing, which was in here. And Sutton was the one that we just clicked on. Pearson. De Silva's me. Victor Udo is really good. I already know this. He's really good. He's only 21. He can play up front. He would be fantastic. I know he's really good. He's also a League 2 player, but how the hell do I get him and Umrah in the same team? And that's if he wants to come to me, which is really difficult. Apparently, this guy was fantastic. I'll be damned. He's pretty good. Like, good determination, good acceleration, good pace. Inside forward, he would do a job dribbling first touch. Hello. Aston Villa went to Tottenham. Tottenham, he played really well. Good work rate, good thing. Like, apparently, he's a leading player close to playing football. Do you want to come in? All right. He wants too much money as well. I'm not wasting all that money on him. Unfortunate. Nico Lawrence is a centre-back at Tottenham who is also very good, and we were just looking at before. Cool. Yep, and then they've got a guy called Wood up front at Ebbsfleet. Yeah, cool. So, whatever. And keeper's not on a free, is he? No, awesome. That's fine. Always worth having a look. Back to recruitment, back to player recommendations. We need player database. We need a defensive midfielder is what we need. We need a centre-back as well. So I think the first thing we do is we go to centre-back. We go to attributes. We're going to add the attributes that heading, marking, and tackling. Potentially with some pace and acceleration. Determination. Bravery. Jumping reach. Edit that search. I want to go and make that all at least 11 or 10. We got one person. Beautiful. He's 31 though. One person, he's 31. He just got released from Tamworth. Can't do anything else, but he can head, he can mark, he can tackle. He's very well-rounded. Loves a long throw, even though his long throws are 13. Okay. Played 23 games in the National at a 6.66. He's always played in and around the National. Interesting. And what happens if we actually go and make that out of 8 in match 7? We get 3 people. We get a 20-year-old who's on loan at Derby. I like the look of him. Shoot some distance. I don't know why you would, buddy, but sure. Shoot some distance. Brings the ball out of defence and likes to switch it to wide areas. What I really like is got natural fitness, pretty good jumping reach, and very good pace, plus good headering, good tackling, good marking. He's also not, crap. It's on a small contract too. Can I offer a trial for a week just so I can get an understanding of him? I doubt they're going to say yes, but, this is definitely what you need to do. And then we got a 25-year-old on a free called Jacob, who is fairly well-rounded as well with determination, was just released from Dover, came for at Crystal Palace. Dover in the south, he played 45 games. Don't think he's good enough, personally, but I like how well-rounded he is. It's got 1 long shot, so who cares? 9 marking, a little bit low, cool. 12 tackling, 12 headering. 6'2", good determination, good bravery, good aggression, good pace. So, I'm going to give Jacob Mensah a trial for a week as well, which is all well and good. And when I look at DMs and take that off, we get another couple guys that come up. Oh, we get one. It's Matt Curley at 30, who's a right back. Cool. Doesn't really matter. And if I make it 10, we get 19 guys. Who play centre-back out of them? We got 12, so a lot of them are. So now it's a case of age. This guy at Woking is a 6'5". Wanted on loan. Woking are in the National League, so they're letting him go, which probably means he's not good enough. He was at Spurs, went to Woking, and played 4 games. I don't mind the look of him, to be fair. 6'5", good jumping reach, good agility, good pace, good determination, good positioning. It's fairly cheap. I'm going to try and offer a trial here as well for a week and see if we can get him in. It's important to try this because it just saves money. We got a 20-year-old called Kelly Robinson who has got the bid from us. That's from me. Cool. And then we got a Harry Thomas who's a centre-back who's fairly well-rounded, 6 foot, Like, I don't see him being that good, but we might as well give him a trial anyway. Adam Crover, who is currently with me. Jacob, who've currently got an offer in. This guy's whatever. And then I think we got some guys that are like going to be whatever. Hereford. Probably want someone that's a little bit whatever. Like, can we go and do like match 8 from 8? It's only these guys. Youngest is Harry Thomas. All right, that's cool. Now let's go look for defensive midfielders, and we probably want an out-and-out defensive midfielder, to be fair. I love that it picks all that. It picks the goalkeeper roles. It's dumb. Positioning, determination, decision-making, composure, anticipation, acceleration, pace, jumping reach, agility. I should get no one. But we should be able to move this down to 10 and should get someone if we match 14 or 15. 13 or 15. One person. It's Ngoi. And he wants too much money. Yeah. I already knew that. All right. So if we do that and then drop it to 12, we would get something similar to Ngoi. Oh, my God. 11? Couple more. Cool. We have a 20-year-old from Espanyol asking to leave on a free. How you even come up in my scout report is ridiculous. Do you have a second nationality? He probably doesn't get a work permit, right? I'll offer him a trial for a week, see what my coaches think. Not that my coaches are any good either, but, anyhow. Just for me to have another further look. And then we got this guy that's listed on a free from Thing. He's not that good. And then we got Ngoi. All right. They rejected my bid. Pietro bid was accepted. My bid for Kelly Robinson was rejected as well. Right. Don't really want to scout him, but he does look good. I don't want to really waste some budget here scouting. I like him a lot because he's physically so good. What would the loan offer be? An 80% important player as a no-nonsense centre-back, which, to be fair, I'd rather go none-selected. 8 months, we can't do anything else. I don't know if I can go for him without me getting some sort of report on him. This centre-back wasn't allowed to come in from Woking either. Don't want to really waste budget trying to scout these guys. This guy's an intermediary thing as a midfielder. That Braintree. Tell you what, he's pretty decent. Can I get a trial on you for a DM? Like, he's 23. He's a little bit short, 5'9", but he's got really good physicals, decently well-rounded mentals, and decently well-rounded technicals. I would play him probably as the box-to-box and then as a defensive midfielder. I'd probably play him as a defensive midfielder and just be like, you're 23, you're decently well-rounded. At Braintree, where he played 38 games in the National at a 6.6, came for Brighton. Don't mind him either. All right, here we go. Anyhow. All right. Accept this. Accept Harry Thomas at centre-back. Accept Mensah and accept Miranda, and let's see what it's like. All right. Pietro's on trial. They like him a lot. Okay, so they think Pietro's really good. And as a box-to-box, he ain't that bad. I'm not going to lie. As a box-to-box, he ain't that bad. He is very good physically. He's 5 foot freaking 3, though. Doesn't like a big game. I think no one likes a big game around here, but anyhow. All right. Fact he's 5 foot 3 makes me worried. Thomas, they reckon, is crap. So we're not going after Thomas. So GG, Thomas. Mensa, they reckon, is air. We're not going to go after Mensa. That's fine. Miranda, they reckon, is really good. It's 5'9", which is better. Can distribute the ball. They reckon he's a leading player for the division below. Can play in the division here. A little bit inconsistent when chances. That's fine. He's not going to score too many. Apparently, he's a little bit competitive, which I don't mind. I think Miranda's not that bad. Doesn't have an agent, so he's not going to probably ask for something like crazy. Interesting. I don't mind him in Marley Miranda. If he could pass that little bit more, he would be decent. Interesting. I think the important thing is not to marry ourselves to any of these players for now. I will say I am starting to really think that I'm going to go after this guy. Now, if I can go to recruitment and focuses and priorities, one player's being scouted, it is this Sutton guy and it's not started. I really like the look of this guy too. Is he already on loan and I'm scouting him? When does your 28 days? I was going to say, his loan is expiring in 28 days. So, okay. Give me a scout report. I want to see what he's like. Let's go back to looking. So, we need a 10 as well. So, let's go and try and find a 10. We got some recommendations here. We got 2 player recommendations. So, let's go to list. We got another couple. Dingera and Clark. They both don't want to come in, so we're just going to disregard them. Crover's already here and could be decent. Boateng and Adam, look, we're just going to go and get these off the list. Crover could be decent. I'm unsure. Let me continue forward so we have that more scouting, which is going to cost me a little bit, but I think it's important. Got some recommendations. We've got an 18-year-old from Norwich that's come up on a free. Left-footed, 6'2". Can we give you a trial, please, for a week? This guy's another centre-back as well. Ooh. Hello. Ball-playing centre-back as well, which is not bad. He's got 12 passing, marking, tackling, 11 headering, 11 determination, good positioning, vision, and is well-rounded. He's 5'4". Oh, that is super annoying that he's 5'4". I'll still give him a trial for a week, but he's 5'4". Really? You're 5'4"? He's 6 foot. Oh, man, our scouts think he's great. Can I get a trial for a week for Mr. Tate Elliott? Because my scouts here think he's outrageous at Charlton. He's got 16 marking, 11 tackling, 6 foot, very good physicals. Can't really head, but so be it. He's also got pretty well-rounded mentals. I would love to get a scout report on him. Tate Elliott, hello. Frankie's a right wing back. I doubt we're going to go after Frankie. He can play centre back apparently naturally. 6 foot, determination, fairly well rounded. Don't think I'm your guy. Oh, this is the play database. Okay, because we got more of a scout range. And we got this guy Yeevil who's 6'2", who is fairly well rounded, and Morgan Willems. Okay, play recommendations. We've got a couple more. We've got 3 goalkeepers. Yas Singh. Mark Allen. And no, I don't need no goalkeepers, so I don't know why they're giving me goalkeepers for. Now let's set that up. And then any position, I also need a centre back, and I need any position centre back. Let's continue on there. That's going to give me at least some ability. All right, so they rejected Elliott's bid to have a look for Tate Elliott. I think he looks okay. Keita has a bid. Zach Sclair has a bid. Keita has a bid. If this Keita guy's outrageous, I'm going to be so annoyed. All right. Both are like, okay. Ottaway is apparently coming in, and Grit's apparently coming in. There's like the scouts and whatever. Now, if I go back to recruitment and I go back to focuses, we should have all the focuses that we did. Apparently not. Okay, whatever. Okay, whatever. Apparently that didn't work. We'll just search ourselves then. Clear all. All right. Got some 15-year-olds and stuff. This 15-year-old's on a free. Charlie Burke. Any good? No. Cool. This is where we go the good old add attribute and just do the good old 13, 15, 36 method, but with 10s. And that's how we found Wells. So let's just see who comes up on this list, right? Cool. No one will come up. And just do this, and let's go to 17, and let's drop this down to... Oh, hello, someone's got a bid, he's 40. He would be outrageous, not gonna lie, but he's 40 and with no pace, so I'm not gonna go there. Didn't expect to see that. And at 11, oh, we got 16 players that come up on this list with an 11. Do we have anyone that match 18? We got 10. All right, we got 10 people that come up on this list. We got some guys on frees. We got a couple of youngsters as well. So we got a right back, left back that would be really good. Unfortunately, not our position. We got a central midfielder that can't do anything else. I would train him to be as a central attacking midfielder, to be honest. Like decent passing. Oh, he's a tackler. He would be a defensive midfielder. Like pretty good on the ball, can get up and down. He would be a box-to-box, good determination, 5'11". I doubt they're going to let me get him on trial here, but we're going to offer it for a week. But there we are, Rio Mondel. Ronnie is an actual defensive midfielder. Wow, okay. Ronnie is an actual defensive midfielder. Hello, Ron. I don't even need a scout report. I know you're good. He's just a little bit short. But look at him. He is like mentally so switched on, physically not bad, and is pretty decent. Like, what sort of loan deal would you like? Unfortunately, you can't offer loans to the... Oh, he can do this one to the end of the season. Look, defensive midfielder is where I would play him. Yeah, I'd play him as a DM, personally. DM, 80%, which is 750 to the end of the season, which is absolute bugger all. We could find someone else, but I think Ronnie is not bad. Look, I'm going to accept the demands and exit the talks, because Ronnie just looks good. Good dribbling, good first touch, fairly well-rounded, up and down. He's like Conte. He's a little short, but I think he's not bad. Where did he go? He's already played one game in League Two. His contract ends at the end of the season as well, so imagine we get him in, he becomes real happy, and he's real good, and then we can talk to him and get him in on a free if we got promoted, for instance, but who knows. We got this guy's a midfielder. He's at Norwich, and he's apparently leaving on a free. So let's hold the phone here, because he could be relatively decent. I don't mind Lloyd or Forey, pretty good. Then we got some 31-year-olds that are a defensive... He's a centre-back, and like he looks really good. He does look really good for this level. Let's go by like 22 years of age, and attributes is that, and we at 16, we get 9 more players. We get a 17-year-old at Peterborough that is a striker, and he is quick, nippy, and looks the goods. Man, imagine him off the bench. Like, I could just play him in any position. Imagine him off the bench. I would play him as an inside forward and just break the game. Like, playing off the left, coming in, dribbling, first touch, technique, good flair, good off the ball. Like, again, it's obviously a bit more difficult. Like, make an offer. I would love to know what the loan deal is. 80% of his wage. I would love to like none-selected and just suggest. They're happy to do none-selected and suggest to the end of the season. He's a 17-year-old, which is not bad. I don't know if there's any like league rules in terms of loans, just in case. Like, is there rules? Don't think there is. Like, this guy's relatively cheap, but he's not my player, and like we could find better. I'm going to withdraw the offer, but I really don't mind him. I'm going to add him into the shortlist here indefinitely. Alfie is on loan. Oh, there's a 19-year-old on a free. That's what his name. Alfie is a wing-back. Sign his Marlismar. If only, yeah. Alfie's a wing-back. Don't really need him. Victor's a wing-back. I've already looked at him. Don't really need him. Ronnie, we've already got a bid in for. Sam's relatively well-rounded. at Reading as a youngster. Like, not bad as well. Like, I wonder what, like, deal they would want as well on the loan without accepting it. They would only want 20% of his wage to come in. Like, for 20% of his wage, we just take Sean Patterson as the backup. Like, if we could play him as a squad player and none selected, I'd even do 30 and make the offer. And just because he would be really good as a backup, but I don't want to play him over Umrah. So Ronnie offer is accepted. They reckon Ofori offer is accepted. Maidenhead Mundell bid is rejected for the 18-year-old. He looks really good too. Except that Lafori is going to come on loan, and this guy's about to come on loan at 31. Like, I don't mind signing a 31-year-old, to be honest, if he's good for the level. Like, if he's good for the level, I will sign him. Ofori is relatively decent, and they think he's got League 2 potential. I could play him as a defensive midfielder and get away with it. Like, look at him. He's got 12 tackling, 11 marking, good passing, good first touch, very well rounded, 6'3". I quite like him. Out of possession as a defensive midfielder. I think he's got potential, this kid from Norwich. And this 31-year-old is probably not the centre-back. I think Ofori is the guy because he will actually come in and be mine and be a sellable asset where this loanee is, unfortunately, even though he would be really good, wouldn't be my player. How much of a deal would you want? Because I think you would come in. Breakthrough prospect, yes. Non-contract. No. We'll give you a part-time deal, right? 3 years. Let me go and make this like 170 and I'd make this like £70 and unexpected sub would be that. Part-time deal. 250, 95 and 130. Let's go like 160 for 3 years. My word, that is so cheap. £160 per week plus 250 appearance plus 95 unused substitute 3-year deal for this guy who has this potential. Done. Lloyd Ofori is in. 6'3" as well. I think he fits everything I want as Lloyd Ofori. Like, in possession, he probably prefers to be a box-to-box, right? Probably. And then out of possession probably prefers to be a different type of defender, I would say. Prefers to be more of a pressing defender. He'll be fine. I think he's really good. I just think he has really good potential for it. He comes from He comes from Norwich, like decent level. Like, we would have to train him to learn to play DM. But the thing is, if he comes natural at DM, he's going to be fantastic. And I think he's really good. So I think he's the signing. Right? This is why you do all your loans and your stuff. Cool. I'm over the moon with that. That is nice. That is really nice. So now we need a 10 and a centre-back still because that's Crover. But I'm really happy with Ofori. I know he says he's 2-star. That's because out of position he's not, like, happy, right? But if he learns to play DM, he'll become naturally better and then he'll be fine. So, yeah. Cool. Back to recruitment. We need a 10. So player recommendations. We got a list. It's only one player. Look, just get rid of Crever off the list, right? And maybe that'll give me another recommendation. We haven't been here too long, though. Player database. Ronnie is not bad. I think we're going to not take the Ronnie bid now. I think Ronnie's relatively decent, but I don't think we're going to play him in there. So I'm just going to withdraw the transfer. Withdraw a transfer offer, yeah. Sorry, Ron. I think Ronnie could be fantastic. Just, I'd rather get a guy that's going to be mine, right? And really cheap too. So, yeah. I'm going to go make a coffee. I'll be right back as well. Well, here he is, boys. Here he is. Here we are. Let's go, boys. Lloyd Ofori. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. First signing of the transfer special, and his name is Lloyd Ofori Mantawu. I'm just going to call him Lloyd Ofori. As you can see, our coaches reckon he's going to be a very good League 2 player, and he's very one-footed, etc. But he doesn't mind a big game because it says that it's not a weakness, which is something that I've been seeing a lot of. If we go back to the actual player himself, let's go and have a look at how he looks. This is him. Now, I will say he's not a natural defensive midfielder, but when you look at the stats, he is a DM. 11 first touch, 12 headering, 11 marking, 11 passing, 12 tackling. The mentals are godlike for this level, and he's not the worst physically. I'm going to get him in and get him to train on pace. He's 19 and he's 6'3". He's very right-footed, which is fine. But coming from Norwich, who are releasing him, and this is fantastic. We got him on a trial, and then he said he wants to come in. In terms of wages, he wanted to be on a non-contract offer, wanting £750 a week. I talked him into a full part-time contract for 3 years, and on that contract, he gets £160 a week and about 50 or 250 appearance and 95 unused substitute. So yeah, much cheaper than $750, and he actually gets to train with us. So I am over the moon with that. He is fantastic. We've got some other trials lists and whatever. We've been going through the list. But yeah, Ofori is in. It'll go through on the 1st of July. I'm over the moon. We've got ourselves a defensive midfielder, so we can definitely, as he's here right now, he's definitely in this list. I've obviously got some other guys here on trial as well. You're probably wondering why I haven't signed Adam Malik yet. I just think we could find better for the 23-year-old, but he could be an inside forward or a 10. He's apparently relatively good as an attacking midfielder. I would say that he probably needs better passing ability. But anyhow, not about him. It's about the new signing. We have got ourselves a 6. Now we need to go and get ourselves a left winger and a centre-back and a centre attacking midfielder. And if we can do that, we'll have a very complete side. Outrageous, boys. Outrageous, lads. Let's go. Patton on loan to Maidenhead. Let's have a look. Who was this? Oh, yeah, Patton on a thing. Squad player. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Should have stayed live. The next day, YouTube, we've made our second signing. Isn't one that's going to impact the first team right now, but maybe one that could impact in the future. Sean Patton is coming in on a loan deal. His contract also expires at the end of this season. As you can see, he's naturally very physical for this level, and he is also got pretty good mentals. He can also got natural finishing and decent technique. The reason why I like him is if we do get an injury to Umrah, Sean Patton can definitely play in the role up front. If we look at his deal, it's only 30% of his salary that we're having to pay on loan to get him in. He also only wants to be a squad player. So when Patton comes in, which I don't know if it comes in right away, right? And if it does, you can see here he's relatively decent for this level when he's here. And he's here to the end of the season, I do believe, as well. So yeah, we get a full loan. He's very well rounded. I quite like him. And what I'm also going to do is I think his contract with us wasn't about a position. He could play anywhere, which is really important for me. So yeah, I'm going to go into overview and into here, and I'm going to start training him as a midfield on the left, as an inside forward. And the thing is when we can, I'm going to get Patton on the left or play him through the middle. And he is your backup striker who has League 2 potential and potentially could be talked into being at the football club a longer term on a free deal if we can find him a contract at the end of the season and he doesn't snub us like Welsh does. I like him a lot. I think he's a really good backup as well. So I think he's a pretty good backup. And what I would do to my squad now is I would go here and I would go, if Papula gets a bid, he gets a bid. I don't really care. It's not wanted, right? Is I would get Patton in here over, and I would get him over Rioi. And yeah, I'd do that, I think. Because I think Patton is really decent and I can train him to play on the left, which is pretty important too. So yeah, I think Patton not bad. Don't know if it means that we have to play him in a certain position. It didn't say it in the contract, I don't think. Like, usually it's like, oh, you've got to play him in certain position, but I don't think we have to here. Loan options, loan clauses, can't be terminated, can play in cup matches. Doesn't say anything about having to play in a certain role or up front or whatever. So I think we can play him on the left. More also very tempted to just start playing him on the left and be like, hey, come on inside. It's play school. Just come and play off the left for Patton. But yeah, not too bad. What I might do is actually get Rihoy in here for now and then get Patton on this role and just see how he develops out there. Just get him to be retrained. But yeah. Staffing advice, Patton offer accepted. Adam Milk's trial coming to an end. We've got a scout report of 10. Let's go and have a look. All right, so first things first, let's go to position. It's not glitching this time, nice. Fullback is really good. This guy at fullback's really good. We've already seen this guy. He's really, 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 really good for this level, but I don't think we can use him. So yeah. Keep reporting. Again, I don't need a fullback. Ender Stevens, really decent 35-year-old. I know the name, but I'm not going to go anywhere near him. Another wingback. Okay, so they're looking at the old wingback thing, and I don't need wingbacks. This Malaki guy is okay, but he's a left footer, and I don't think he's that good. So, yeah, whatever. We need a winger. This guy's a winger, but he's not that good as a winger. Man, some of these scout reports are woeful. George Thomas, opting to leave on a free at 29. He's not the worst as a channel midfielder. He's currently playing at Morecambe, where he played 15 games and didn't do the best. Morecambe finishing 14th and stayed in the division. I don't really think it's him. Noel Mayer at 30 is relatively cheap and relatively well-rounded, so interesting. And this guy is a wide centre-back that is on a free, but I don't think he's that good at 26. I think what we're going to do is just do this and disregard those reports. Back to the player database where we were looking. We now need a 10. We got K Martin. And I like K Martin a lot. K Martin is really well-rounded. He's got 12 crossing, 11 dribbling. He's also got 13 free kick taking and 11 corners, which is really good for our level. He's also got 16 determination, 17 flair, and pretty decent physicals. He's fairly well-rounded. Can I compare you to Finn Welch? Is Finn still here? Is Finn Welch still here or is he left? No, he's still here. All right, attributes. And then Finn has got 12 pace, so it'll be Finn. Finn's better everywhere, I think. He's 18 though, so like, yeah. Better crossing, Finn's got better dribbling. Finishing's the same, first touch is the same, heading doesn't really matter. Long shots go to K Martin, and he's got better marking, but it doesn't matter. Finn's much better on a pass, much better technically. K can actually take set pieces, which is really handy, which is good. Finn was on corners for us, so he's got better corners, which is good. Aggression's fine. Decision-making, anticipation's the same. Composure's one more to Finn. Decision-making goes to Martin. So what are we looking at? We actually should be counting this. Finn crossing's somewhat important. So 1-0 K, 1-1 Finn, 1-1 each, 2-1 K, 2-2, 3-2 Finn. I think this is important. So 3-3, 4-3, because it probably is my best free kick taker. So 4-3 K as it stands. Finn probably would have took a penalty for us, so let's give him that. So 4-4. This is where it actually matters. So composure goes to Finn just. So it's 5-4 Finn. It's 5-all because decisions are important. Determination's important as well. So 6-5 K. Flair goes to K, so it's 7-5 K. Off the ball's important, it's 8-5 K. Vision goes to Finn, so it's 8-6 still K. Work rate's important, it goes to K, so it's 9-6. Acceleration's the same. Cool. Agility goes to Finn, so 8-7. 9-7, apologies. Balance goes to Finn, but it's all by 1. So 9-8, similar. Jumping reach, it is important-ish, but whatever, they're both short. Similar. K goes 9-9. K beats him just with stamina, and it goes 11-10. Sorry, Finn Martin's way. Sorry, I kept saying K there. But when you look at it, the agility, the balance, etc., K Martin is really close to him. Did you play anywhere last year? No, you didn't. He apparently made 2 appearances. Played 44 non-competitive games for Colchester last year, which was under 18s football. And he got 6 player of the matches, only scored 2 goals. So he must have got some assists and stuff. I don't mind him. What sort of loan deal would you be looking to make? 80% of his wage, which is $430, is not the worst as well, end of season. I don't know if there's a rule about amount of loans, but I really like K Martin. So I'm going to add K Martin to the shortlist, I think is what we're going to do. And I think he's pretty darn good. Going to offer him a trial is what I'm going to do. Now, they normally say no when they're under contract and they want to keep him, but yeah. Also got another player we haven't searched up in the book. We've looked at Nagoya, and I don't think he wants to come in. He's too much. Udon's too much. K doesn't want to come in. Ajin's too much. And we got this guy at Dagenham and Regged, which was a Rash. I think I've got Rashorn Scott at Dagenham and Red. Monitored at the moment by Bristol Rovers in League 2 and then us. Like, as an inside forward on this side, he would be pretty damn good. He's got pretty good pace, pretty good flair, 6 foot, 23 years of age, good dribbling, etc. Leading national player, and apparently meant to be 2, and he loves a big game. So now it's just a question of how much money do you want, because I would bring you in. Ask agent. Still think it's too much money. We can find better. So, yeah, all good. All good. Back to squad and back to player, I reckon, back to player database. Let's see if we can actually find an attacking midfielder. So let's do that. Martin's the only one that comes up. Now, what happens if I go by like 30? We get 24 players at that age. And then what happens if I go to 23? We get 12. And what happens if we match 17 stats? We get 7. We get a couple of guys on a free. So we get Connor Lead, who would be leaving on a free from Wolves. We got this guy leaving on a free from Charlton as well. He's wanted at the moment by a couple of clubs in the Welsh Premier. This guy's at Tamworth and is wanted at the moment by Buxton. We got this guy called Rio. Rio's really decent too, but I actually prefer K Martin. He has a bid from Maidenhead on trial. Yes, that's me. I think Connor's also really well-rounded. He's got decent passing, but he lacks vision. So I'll offer it a trial for a week to see if he's any decent. And then we obviously go here and offer this one a trial to see if he's any decent too. And now it's a case of let's open it up to anyone that is over the age of 45. Right? And now it's a case of, cool, we've got 27 players on this list. Who meets 11? 3 people. So we got this guy at 32 being left on a free. He's not the quickest, but he's pretty good in the hole, in Johnny Williams. And you got this guy that's already got a bid from Cheeseham, and he's not that great either, Gavin Holland. I prefer guys that are like, whatever. Now if it matches 16, we get 6 more. They're all old, and they all don't have pace. What about if we go by the age of 29? It's only Martin? Wow, that's so ridiculous. This just tells me that K Martin's the best that we can get. We'll wait for for the trial offer to come through, see if we actually get him. Martin's bid rejected. We're probably going for him. McLeod offer accepted. Well, all right. So both of these offers are accepted. Let's accept and accept. See what happens. Still reckon it's K Martin. Personally. He's at Colchester. So, yeah, let's go forward one more day. We don't have to do it now. I'm just trying to find the people that I want. So, Manu Wolves is like, I'm okay, but he's not that good. And McLeod is, I am good. And I've got League One potential. And he's pretty determined. 16 determination. Attacking midfield. Left-footed, which I quite like. Yeah, he's got good crossing, good dribbling, good finishing, good first touch, decent long shots, good passing ability. Lacks a little bit in vision, but he's got good teamwork and work rate, great flair, great determination. It's also decent decisions, composure, etc. I think what's really important here is we can go to set pieces. Who do we have that takes our set pieces? That's the thing. Like, who takes our set pieces? Like, who's our taker? Like, who takes set pieces here? Wow, are you telling me that I can't search for corners? Interesting. What about free kicks and shooting range? It's Morrison. This doesn't tell me. Fucking hell, man. Honestly. Morrison's got 12 free kick taking, 11 corners, 13 penalty taking. Okay, so Jack Wells Morrison would be our dead ball specialist, so we don't need one. Makes me really think that this guy's pretty damn decent in Connor McLeod because he makes a good decision and he's really determined. Let me go to here about the tactics. And where is McLeod? I'd bring him in here and it looks okay. Like 19 at Wolves, played 5 non-competitive games, scored a goal, never got a loan, is a good player for the South and has League One potential. Like, I don't even know who's giving me my thing. Ryan Peters, who is average at judging ability and potential. Cool. I think when you tell me he has League One potential, we kind of got to go after him. Like, they're telling me he has League One potential, which to me means that we get him working. Like, what would I work him on if he came in? His pace is fairly good. He's fairly well-rounded. It's probably anticipation of the ball decision-making and get him on his attacking movement. As much as his vision's not great, he's pretty decent at making the pass. He's also pretty okay for getting in the box. He's 4'11", so he can win a header. He's also got decent jumping reach. I think we can definitely have a look. Regular starter. He wants to improve the coaching team. I can try. Worst comes to worst, he comes in, he gets upset. We use him for the year and then we ship him off. What sort of deal do you want? Part-time deal wants $725K a week. Look, if you give me 3 years, I would probably do it. I would probably get rid of that. I'd probably do that, and I'd probably look to try and get you down to 600. How about 675? I'll give you a 15% rise and a 5% rise. And I'll give you an appearance fee of like 200, and I'll give you 3 years. All right. 2-year deal, but you get 200 appearance fee and you get only 20%. Done. I'm happy with that. 675, whatever. 200 appearance fee, 110 assists. Unused substitute. He's probably going to play. He's also pretty well-rounded, and he's in the 10. And I think he really comes in. I think he's really decent. And he has potential. And that's the thing. He's got potential. Finding it hard to find a centre-back, I'm not going to lie. Scouting's finished on this guy, and they reckon he's a good National League player, is Emerson Summit. So they reckon he's a good player. What was the scout report? And I don't know, he's giving me the scout report. Natural in a couple positions, balanced, normal, fairly consistent, possesses a fair amount of pace, and it has top speed, allows him to outpace his opponents. Fairly selfish, championship potential, and he's a good national player. Yeah, we're going to sign him when we can. I don't know if I can make the offer now, can I? No. I have to wait for him to come off loan first, and then we'll probably get him in on loan. He's at Dagenham and Red, and his contract ends in 21 days. All right, which is the 30th. All right, so Emerson Sutton, on the 1st of July, we're going to go for Emerson Sutton, wherever he is. There's Emerson Sutton. Yeah, add him to the shortlist indefinitely. Let's go get a thing. He's on loan from QPR, so Emerson Sutton, QPR, left wing, centre mid, centre attacking mid, right wing, loan. First of July. I think he's pretty good as well. Now I think it's just the case that we need to get to the 1st of July because we kind of found what we needed to. We could find a centre back a little later, which is perfectly fine. That's cool. We need I think this guy's a 10's pretty decent, and then it's just about what else are we doing, and then yeah. McLeod's in. Cool. Connor McLeod. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Another first-team player is joining the club. We're getting some early deals done before the flurry of free transfer action that happens from the 1st of July, really trying to target those players that will make an immediate impact. And we found one in Connor McLeod. When you look at his current coaching report, he's a good player for the division below, but he has League One potential, and he is very good at a couple of positions, and he's fairly determined. He is also someone, when we look at his actual player overview, he is going to be the attacking midfielder that will replace Finn Welch. He's got pretty good first touch, pretty decent passing, great determination, good amount of flair, and he's also physically fairly well-rounded. 5'11", which means he can win some headers when the ball does come into the box at jumping reach of 13, even though he does lack in the headering department. What I really like here about him is that he's got a very good left foot, but he can also go onto his right foot too. And I think with game time, he will definitely come in and develop into a very good player. And that's the thing, like, we don't need to get promoted next year, but if we can get these sort of players in, stay in the division, keep our job, and then get a year of development in them, we could be in a really good spot in 2 years' time. Appearance fee is 200, assist bonus 110, unused substitute of 70, and only a £675 per week contract. We did talk him down from an £800 per week contract that he wanted, which is very nice, and we've got him in here for a couple of years on that deal. He is going to be our new number 10, coming in from Wolves, where he is being released as a youth player. So I really think we've got a couple of good options now in at the football club. And just to recap very quickly, we do have already signed a few different players. That was great English, but we do have a backup. We do have a backup, a backup left winger / striker in Patton that we've signed. We did sign Afari already as well. He's obviously going to go back to his club and rejoin us on the 1st. And now we got McLeod. So yeah, now we just need to find a left wing back, which, look, I don't know why Crover's still here, but he could be the one. I don't know if he will be. He's more ready-minded, etc. But yeah, he could be the one. And I think as well with all of this, we might be right with building the squad. So we're in a pretty good spot. We've got another signing. Now we just need to find a centre-back. We need to find an actual left wing-back, and we'll see how we go. But yeah, things are going all right so far. All right, not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good signing. What do you reckon? I think that's pretty good. All right, we'll continue on. And again, now we're going to just try and get through a few days here. Try and sim through and see if we can find anyone. Done pretty well. I do need to go into the office, so I'm going to just start getting ready for that. Give me 2 seconds while the game is simming. Hello, Stella, you cheeky dog. Hello, you cheeky. Right. Just so we're ready when it gets to 10:30 and 23 more minutes, we can just leave. pretty ready to go. Portal, 17th. Let's have a look. So done. Already offered him a deal. This guy's outrageous. Alright, he doesn't want to come in. Cool. I don't know why I'm getting that, but sure then. Let's continue on. Liverpool have made a 99 mil from Mickey Van de Ven. Interesting. Absolute make an Abdul look bid. I think we're going to find a better left winger. So I'm just going to let that one go. Like, I really do. We obviously got this guy on loan that I really would like to try and make a signing for, or a loan bid for on the day's loan ends. But yeah. The time I go to work and come back, it's going to be about 2 o'clock. And then, yeah. Apparently he's been putting in some good performances at right wing. Good to know. Well done, buddy. Apparently a goalkeeper that's been offered to us that's pretty decent. I don't think I'd be taking him, to be fair. Let's go to recruitment, though, and recommended. We've got 18 players in the recommended list. Let's have a look into list, and let's just go by who's got the least amount of potential. So it's a goalkeeper. Anyone here is probably not coming in unless he's got like fantastic stats. All the rest will be fine. So, look, Scott's pretty good. All well and good. Josh Taylor is a midfielder that can play in the 10. And he can play back a line as well. But I don't think he's the one for me. So, sorry, Josh. No. A right back, I don't need a right back. Well done, Max. You look pretty decent. But I don't need you. Attacking midfielder that can play striker, and this guy's a free agent and relatively quick. Got a bid at the moment from a couple of clubs. Offers have all come from the South and League One, so he's probably going to go to the League One club anyway, so just going to reject that one. That's fine. So now Suze has the most potential. So we got this guy as a 21-year-old leaving on a free who has potential to be decent. Can play in the 10, can play out wide, can also play up front, can play on the right. Pretty interesting. What does my squad look like when it comes to that? Don't really have a backup 10, do we? He wouldn't be bad. Can I get a trial for a week, please? Because if it comes back and his trial's okay for a week, I'll just bring him in and be like, hey, you can play multiple positions in a lot of areas. You're very good. Come do what you need to do. Cool. Goalkeeper, who I don't think we're going to need. So, yeah, not particularly for me. Centre-back called Ethan Sutcliffe. Fairly well-rounded. He's 22. 6'2". I don't really like him, to be fair. Goalkeeper, Jacob Knight. We don't need a keeper. I'll look for keepers, but I'm ready. Ryan is a 19-year-old on Colchester from a free. He's wanted at the moment by a couple of clubs from the divisions below us. I don't think he's that good. Wide midfielder, James Daly at 26. fairly good pace. He knows how to run with the ball, that's for sure. Great determination, good pace. He's probably someone that we should probably look into as a bench player. 27 years of age, 6'2", relatively well-rounded centre-back. Goalkeeper again. Don't think we really need to go there. Inside winger on this side. Let's have a look. Also can play inside forward. He's not the quickest and I can go after better. He's at evil. So I prefer to go after better. Morgan could be an option at 26. He's covering centre-back, 6'2". Really well-rounded. Interesting. Keep him in this list. And we got Alfie Bates, who's a 25-year-old free agent that could probably be a decent backup, but that's about it. Probably need a backup 6, so Alfie Bates could be a guy. Wanted by Chesham and Tunray. Okay, so a couple clubs in and around our divisions wants him. Let's have a look at him. All right, so playing back a line. He can play box to box and he can be a defensive midfielder. He's got decent first touch, decent passing, decent vision, decent technique. Can't really tackle or mark. He's got fairly well around his 5'7". He can also take a corner and a free kick. He can also play right back if needs be, which is probably important. Technically could play in the 10 at 5'7". JS, how are we? I'm going to offer him a trial for a week and see what my coaches think as well. Not the worst. We need a centre-back now. Now we really need to find a centre-back. If we find a centre-back, we'll be right. Apparently someone admits this bill at centre-back called Theo from Norwich. Whoa. 5'11", so he's a bit short, but mentally outrageous, and acceleration and that is pretty good. Wanted at the moment by Ebbs Fleet, and we've got a lot of League 2 clubs that are interested. 5'11", though. Of course he's 5'11". What sort of bid would you look for on loan? One's about $1,000 a week to be an advanced centre-back. Interesting. He's pretty okay. Like I would add him into the shortlist is what I would say. We don't have enough money to really go scout these guys, right? So trials are where it's at. I am going to add him into the shortlist for a indefinite period and then remove him when ready. Didn't mean to find someone on this list with those stats listed. Player database, apologies, and edit. Drop it to 10, we get 55 players. All right, you get 55 players. What happens when we go to 20? We get 13. We've already scouted a few of these guys. So Zach wasn't that good. Who else is on a free here that we haven't had a look at? Ben Purchase. Ooh, Ben Purchase looks good. 5'6". Katsuya with his short centre-backs, Manea. 14 headering, 13 marking, 12 tackling, 11 dribbling. He's pretty good in aggression in that. Katsuya with these short centre-backs. They're just going to get monstered. Yeah. Zach we brought in. Zach didn't get the best scout report. This guy from Jamaica, 6'3", a little bit better. Good determination, fairly well-rounded. If they would give me an offer for a week, we'll do that at centre-back. This guy's a Lithuanian from Brentford. Fairly well-rounded, 6'2", left-footed, which is really important. Because I would prefer a left-footer if we could. So let's get him in. Cater came in already and had a look. And then we got guys that are actually like... He's got pretty good determination. Let me go to this. Can we go to 11? All right. Can we go to 11? Can we go by 15? We got Ben Purchase comes up from who we just put a bid in for. We haven't put a bid in for. Look, I'm gonna have to give him on a trial for a week because if he comes back and it's like, yeah, I'm really good for this level, I'm just gonna be like, so be it, and off we go. There's a Bowen on this list, JS. There's a Bowen on this list. Killmouse, Bowen, Lander, Purchase. Yes, you're in as a winger. Yes, you're in as a centre back. Yes, you're in as a centre back. Yes, you're in as a centre back. And yes, you're in as a defensive midfielder as a backup. Now let's have a look, shall we? Let's go and have a look, shall we? On trial at Maidenhead. He's a 21-year-old winger that can play in multiple positions and has got potential to be a National League. Okay, cool. He could be a decent backup option. Ben Purchase at centre back is like, I'm relatively good. I can be a League One centre back even though I'm a good South player. I just hate the height. What other scout reports do we have here? Apparently he can get injured a lot. Could do with some aerial presence. Needs to develop it further. Has good amount of pace. His bravery and he's good for most South divisions is Ben Purchase. The reason why I like him, and obviously you guys probably know why I like him, is that he can... is that he could probably sweep up fairly well and he's got a good left foot and a good right foot, which means he can play left centre-back. And I think he would be decent. But interesting for Ben Purchase. I think Ben Purchase has the potential of being purchased. All right, this centre-back here at 6'3" is probably the one, though. He's got what sort of potential, please? Like League One potential? League One potential, cool. Good South player, very one-footed. Impressive jumping reach, which I think is more important. I'd rather go for a guy that's not as well-rounded, but he's got good jumping reach. Good determination and fairly decent mentals, to be fair, for a young kid at 18 years of age. Good headering, good marking, good tackling. Like, he ain't the worst from Brentford in Bowen. So Bowen at the moment is leading this race. This centre-back here is out of the race because he's not 5-star. Yates is someone that I'm actually looking for as a backup 6. For me, it's about what sort of deal would you like to be the backup 6? Because I don't think I got a defensive midfielder through my youth intake. Did I get a defensive midfielder through my youth intake? Let's go have a look, shall we? Did I get a DM? I didn't get a DM, which is unfortunate. Did not get a DM. If I got a DM, I would have probably just put him on the bench, but we don't get a DM. All right, Bowen probably wins the race. Purchase isn't the worst either. To be fair, what I would do if I got Purchase, I like Purchase, you're a defensive midfielder, but he can't pass, so he's probably not a defensive midfielder. And even then, I think he's too short to be a DM, so... we got another scout report, so we got 5. We got Alfie Bates, who I've just looked at. We've got Morgan Williams, who I think is decent, so let's just continue to scout you. We got this guy that's on loan with us right now with the potential to be a national division... What sort of deal would you want is the question. I think he's a very good backup because he can play multiple positions, is what I reckon. And he's very cheap. This guy's relatively quick, so yeah, okay. Now, let's go here. Edit search before I get anyone. Clear all, centre back. Add attributes. Heading, marking, tackling, determination, decision making, bravery, jumping reach. Yep. Edit it. Matches 7. 2 people come up in this list at 12. We got a 21-year-old and we got a 34-year-old. 34-year-old's a little bit old. But if he comes in and is like, yeah, I'm okay. Where did you just get released from? That's the question. Portsmouth. I would take him as an experienced centre-back, to be honest. Was that Forrest? Ben Gerst is also not bad at 21. Alfie Bates, I think, could be a decent backup if it's a cheap contract as well. Let's have a look. If this guy's got a really good scout report, I will try. He's really good. He's a good player for this division, enjoys a big game, and is really good in the air. Is he left-footed or right-footed? He's left-footed, so he doesn't really like it. Adam Moeller's also very right-footed too, right? Which, look, I can't really... Beggars can't be choosers, I don't think. I think now it comes down to if he's really this good. Where is he? Where is he? We probably just have a look what contract offer he wants. Went to Portsmouth from free in the championship, did not play a game. Come from the Swedish Premier Division, AIK. Like, he's clearly good enough for this level. Like, this could be an absolute steal. This could be an absolute steal. For £1,000, he'd be one of our most expensive players, but he's also one of our best players, so it makes a lot of sense. I think he's decent. Like, what positions do you like playing at centre-back? He likes to be a ball-playing centre-back, which I actually am really happy with, because we do play with the ball with balls at feet, and he could be really good, and then out of there, he's just a centre-back, and then we got an actual centre-back. So, like, I would play him, is for sure, and just do that. And, like, I would make the slight changes, is what I would say. I think he's really decent. All right, we've got about 5 minutes left before I have to leave. So, all well and good. He would be a really good signing. We also want to go after that winger on loan, and then I'm pretty happy with the team then. Offers also made. No. Come on. No one had interest in him, and now we've got all these clubs that are coming for him. Come on. Who wants a new contract? There aren't enough goalkeepers? Sorry. There aren't enough goalkeepers. I've got goalkeepers. I've got Jordan, I've got Lewis Webb. How many goalkeepers do you want? I don't need 3 goalkeepers. My Katsuil. That's dumb. All these clubs made that. Recruitment advice. I'll deal with that. Observation is poor form. Wait for a new contract. Yeah, I'm going to do both. Continue on. Let's hope we get him. That would be ideal if we get him. He would be fantastic. This would be a little bit of a heartbreaking one if we don't get him. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. You know what time it is? It is signing time, and we have got Balaraj Lander in as a bit of a backup player. As you can see, straight off the bat, no wage, appearance fee of 260, goal bonus 85, and if he sits on the bench, it's only $100 to sit on the bench. You might be thinking, Damien, why did you go after a guy like this? Firstly, he's got decent little bit of potential. He's a good South player, and he's got a fair amount of pace for this division. But when you look at him, the main reason we did it, he's got 13 finishing, 70 determination, that little bit of pace as mentioned, and he can play basically anywhere in the front half of the pitch. So we could put him out wide as a backup inside forward. We could put him up front. So we can put him at the 10. We could put him out wide on the right-hand side. So with that all being said, a perfect guy to sit on the bench, cost me no real money, and use him when needed. A very cheap option in how you should structure your non-league clubs is definitely getting a lot of guys that can play multiple positions that are relatively cheap and don't cost you too much money. And if we lose him on a free, meh, I don't really care. All right, anyhow, here's what is. Unread, task 14. Accept, done. He's in the football club, so I'm pretty happy with that. Lander signing is confirmed. I'm pretty happy. He could also be a backup 10, so that's perfectly fine too. So Lander is in the 10, for instance, on the backup team. That's not the worst. Don't know when our next fixtures are going to be for next season. It hasn't loaded in that we're there for next season, so I would imagine it does that in the next few days, and we'll get some friendlies and whatever. Pretty cool. All right, boys, we're about to be done for the day. I'm going to stay live until we get an understanding of what's happening here with what's going on. Season expectation, avoid relegation, reach the first round, reach the second round. Attempt to just to be competitive because it's a competition I don't really care about. Alfie Bates, where are you? Alfie Bates. Like, for instance, would be here and can play in this role and can play further forward and can play right back. Like, what deal would you want, Alfie? Part-time deal, yeah, okay. Cancel negotiations. Yep, you want too much money, Alfie Bates. Cool. Yeah, not what I wanted from Alfie Bates, but Alfie Bates thinks he's obviously really that next level. All right, let's go here and let's go back to what's his name? Emerson Sutton. Data again, red. His contract is about to expire in 5 days. Can I make a loan offer for him yet? We cannot. That's fine. Let's get to the first, and then at the first we're going to get off, which is all well and good. All right. National 18s League, yes, obviously. Team accept friendlies. There's our friendlies. I was going to say, we know we'll get friendlies. National League fixtures. Cheltenham signed Lawrence. Lawrence goes to Cheltenham. That's fine. We receive 6.75k. Another intermediary signing from Jim. Jim's a midfielder. That's fairly well-rounded. On a pretty cheap deal. Could play multiple positions. So we're friendly in 16 days. Let's get to the first here, and then all well and good. I'm going to just go and quickly make sure to get everything else ready before I leave, which is perfectly fine. Hello. Basically ready to go when we're ready to go, which is good. All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Come on. Bowen isn't the worst either. Got a mother scout report, which I'll do that. Barrow make an offer for him now. A lot of clubs in for this guy. Let's hope we get him. Definitely need to leave at some point very soon. Right. Couple days. As long as I leave here in the next 10 minutes, I'm okay. And you add some Trossard in the Prem. I'm just going to make sure Alan stays because Alan's going to come with me to the Premier League or stay with me as long as possible. The rest of the staff I will definitely look at a little bit later doors. We want to improve the club's first team coaching. I will definitely do that. That is for sure. Right, here we are first. This is what we need to do. Right, portal. 3 new players arrive. Awesome. Offer in for Freddie Lane. Clubs release players in England. Portal. Squad. Right, let's go put our players that we need to put into our team. So McLeod comes straight in. That's fine. Where's the other guy? What is in the 21s? Cool. Squad, move the senior squad, please. Thank you. And a 4 is in the under 21s. Move to senior squad. Just dumb game. Cool. All right, let's go to Sutton. It's a cheap deal. Emerson Sutton, cheap deal, boys. We should be getting that deal, hopefully. Which is pretty good. All right, that's the last thing I needed to do. Perfect. So as you guys can see there, we just got the loan deal accepted for Sutton without a promise of position. All we need to do now is upgrade the coaching staff, which I'm sure I can do off stream. I'm obviously got to go into work very quickly here for a couple of hours. I won't be streaming when I get back because I'm only going to be back for a couple of hours before I go to my partner's house. There won't be a stream tomorrow. There's probably a stream for a couple of hours. We play our first few games in the league on Sunday morning. So make sure you hit the notification bell, you give it a like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching there. If you're watching on Twitch, Sunday morning, Central Standard Time. So this time on Sunday, which will be Saturday night for those watching in the UK, US, etc., we'll be live again, probably recapping some Premier League stuff and doing some other things. But yeah, perfect. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you.